And so these fires are now spreading into other churches, such as, well, right now the Anglican Church is actually being firebombed, and yes, they were involved with the residential schools, but they also apologized. We can see this getting much worse and worse, and what's going to happen is if this keeps up, whoever's doing this, you're going to wake up a very ugly, evil spirit in this country, and it's going to spread across this country, and it's going to destroy it. So right now, once again, we ask people to stop burning down churches.
Who are you? You're just some Aboriginal woman, daughter of residential school survivors. Who are you to tell Gerald Butts that he's not understandable, that he shouldn't be so understanding of arson? Who are you? What's your standing? How dare you try and talk back to Harsha Walia, who says burn it all down? Who are you other than someone who actually goes to church there? Now look at what Harsha Walia actually said. She was responding to Vice saying 2 more Catholic churches have been torched. And she says, burn it all down. Burn it all down. That's the state of civil liberties in Canada in 2021. She is supposed to be defending churches. Now, you defend any church or mosque or temple or whatever, regardless of ethnicity, but in this case, you've got indigenous churches that serve Indian people. And she's cheering for them to be burnt down? And why shouldn't she? Because look at what Gerald Butts said. Gerald Butts, as you know, Justin Trudeau's right-hand man, since college, those 2 communist globalists, since college have been buddies. And again, this was on Twitter. Some journalist was talking about torching churches. And Gerald Butts, do you have that? Gerald Butts chimes in. Someone said, well, it's a terrible thing. Two wrongs don't make a right. Stop burning down churches. So you see Terry Glavin says, Terry says, add some Da Vinci Code vibe, humanoid reptilian extraterrestrial, like just some BS, and you got yourself, it's just really weird. So forget that first tweet, and then Jerry Butts says, or a post-media call, and then Terry says, so Jerry, defending the burning churches is cool crowd? And Gerald Butts says, no, Terry, it is not, though it may be understandable. Hey guys, it's not cool to burn churches, but it's understandable, really. So you can see where Justin Trudeau gets it from. There's no one more privileged in Canada than Gerald Butts, other than Justin Trudeau. They're going to say, guys, come on. It's not cool, but it's understandable. Could you imagine if a mosque was attacked in the same way and someone said, I agree, but I also understand how people could believe otherwise. I take it that kind of behavior is common in white Congo, yes, Jerry? And like, it's just like Gerald Butts just doesn't care. Why would he care? Scroll down a bit more. Look, buddy, I'm not going to break the Crash Davis rule and will ignore the personal insult, but I was an altar boy in a small Atlantic Canadian parish in the early 1980s. I can understand why someone would want to burn down a church, though I do not condone it. This guy just won't stop. He's just, and why should he? Because there's never been any penalty to pay for anti-Christian, anti-Catholic bigotry in Canada. Could you imagine him saying those exact same things about a mosque? Look, I don't condone burning down the mosque, but I understand it. It is a mosque. Look, it's not cool. Guys, and no one's more cool than Gerald Butts. Guys, it's not cool to burn down a Muslim mosque. Okay, it's not cool, guys, not cool, but it is understandable. Can you imagine him saying that about a Muslim mosque being torched or vandalized? And not just one, I'm talking about 20. Guys, it's understandable. I understand it. What's wrong with you? You're too stupid to understand it? I mean, it's not cool. And by the way, I have the right to say this because 40 years ago, I did something as an altar boy, and I hate it. So it's burn it all down. Listen, if the right-hand man to Justin Trudeau can say it, why can't the civil liberties boss in BC say it? This is the state we're in. Well, let's talk to an actual Aboriginal person who actually goes to an Aboriginal church. So not the settlers, Harsha Walia or Gerald Butts, but let's talk to an indigenous woman who happens to go to church, an indigenous church, and here's what she has to say.
My name is Jessie Allen. I'm a 60 Scoop survivor and the daughter of a residential school survivor. We're here to ask people to quit burning down churches. We're concerned about the burning and defacing of churches bringing more strife, depression, and anxiety to those already in pain and mourning. Former survivors of Canada's residential schools are triggered by the sight of burning and defaced churches. It also brings up former traumatic feelings of violence and threats to their lives. This is also putting further division between Canada's Indigenous people and the rest of Canadian society. Some residential school survivors have remained Catholic and now have lost their place of worship and comfort. These hostile acts are spreading into the Anglican Church. Figures of the explorers are being destroyed, as well as street ministers in the downtown east side have been verbally attacked, almost assaulted because they're Christians. This is not our native way. We do not hate people. We do not spread hate. We love people. We do not destroy other people's places of religion. We're asking for people who are setting these fires to stop now. We understand some people believe that they're standing in solidarity with us Indigenous people as we find more graves across Canada. Burning down churches is not in solidarity with us Indigenous people. As I said, we do not destroy people's places of worship. If you want to stand in solidarity with us, greet us and mourn with us. Stand and mourn with us in our grief as our children's bodies are being recovered. We ask for Canada for their support during this time. Violence begets violence. So we're asking people who are lighting churches on fires to stop. Not every denomination in Canada was involved with the residential schools. And so these fires are now spreading into other churches, such as, right now the Anglican Church is actually being firebombed. And yes, they were involved with the residential schools, but they also apologized. We can see this getting much worse and worse. And what's going to happen is if this keeps up, whoever's doing this, you're going to wake up a very ugly, evil spirit in this country. And it's going to spread across this country. And it's going to destroy it. So right now, once again, we ask people to stop burning down churches.
Who are you? You're just some Aboriginal woman, daughter of residential school survivors. Who are you to tell Gerald Butts that he's not understandable, that he shouldn't be so understanding of arson? Who are you? What's your standing? How dare you try and talk back to Harsha Walia, who says burn it all down? Who are you other than someone who actually goes to church there? That would be like in the analogy we talked about 45 minutes ago, a black-owned business in a black part of town saying, hey, please stop burning my shop. And some white liberal saying, it's understandable, though. It's not cool, but guys, I understand it. Yeah. Pretty bad.
Oh, hi. That was a clip from our Rebel Daily live stream. It's hosted Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by the big boss man, Ezra Levant, and Tuesdays and Thursdays by me, Sheila Gunn-Reid, and my good friend, David Menzies. On the live stream, we talk about the news of the day, we show some videos, and we interact with our viewers at home. We stream at 12 noon Eastern, 10 Mountain. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, Super U, and Odyssey.